CCTP welcomes you to the interview.
Performance measurement and communication is the consequence of delegated investment decisions. By investing into a particular fund, investors delegate the choice of portfolios, assets, and risk to specialized managers. Due to this other people's money situation, measuring the true success of the investments and reporting it to the investor is a very important part of the asset management process. For regular assets that are traded at capital markets, this is not a complicated issue. There are well-established procedures and measures measuring the increase in wealth in a given period of time and linking it with the risk the fund managers have taken in order to achieve it. This is different in private equity. Performance measurement is very tricky, and that is the topic of our today's contribution. Our today's guest, Markus Pietz, is very well equipped to answer these questions. He is head of analytics at AssetMetrix, a long-term supporter of our center. AssetMetrix is a specialized service provider for private equity funds. Calculation and interpretation of the performance achieved by a particular fund is an important part of this service. What are the performance measures that private equity funds frequently use and communicate?
The most prevalent performance measures to this day are, for better or for worse, cash multiples, or also called money multiples, and the quite infamous internal rate of return, or IRR in short. The basic calculation of cash multiples is to take distributions received to date, plus the current net asset value, NAV, and dividing these amounts by the sum of contributions made so far. This ratio is then called total value to paid in, or TVPI, on fund level, and multiple on invested capital, MOIC, on D level. IRR, on the other hand, is based on an iterative procedure that seeks the interest rate which makes the net present value of the cash flow stream equal to zero. Also for this calculation, the current NAV is used as a fictional final cash flow.
So thank you. That does not sound very complicated. So what is then wrong with these measures?
First of all, their reliance on current NAVs opens them up to manipulation. These values are not market prices and therefore not externally validated. We often observe pronounced NAV staleness due to long and infrequent reporting cycles and an unwillingness of the fund managers to mark down valuations in a timely manner, even in circumstances where it would be reasonable to do so. For cash multiples in particular, the time component is missing. A TVPI of 2 times over a time span of 5 years might indicate a far better investment than a TVPI of 2.1 times over 15 years. The IRR, on the other hand, is suffering from multiple conceptual issues. Mathematically, there might not be a solution at all in some cases, or even multiple possible solutions.
So in other asset classes, there are well-established measures to combine the performance of a fund with the risk and calculate a specific risk-reward relation, for instance, the Sharpe ratio. Why do these measures not work for a private equity portfolio?
In essence, this is caused by the inherent private nature of the asset class. As there is no transparent market, liquidity is quite limited, which leads to pricing information not being easily available in contrast to public markets. This is further compounded by the issues regarding reliability of NAVs, which are, as mentioned before, easy targets for manipulation.
Okay.
Another main difference lies in the variation of leverage over time due to the various financial instruments that can be used in connection with private equity investments. This non-constant leverage component makes the application of risk-adjusted measures, as known from the public market, challenging.
Okay, thank you. So, what are the measures that you offer to calculate the performance of your clients' funds? And what are the benefits against money multiple and IRR?
At AssetMetrix, we do also offer the standard performance calculations, as discussed before, of course, as for better or worse, they are a basic requirement in the private equity market. However, we strive to educate and advocate for alternative performance measurements that can help to complement or even replace the standard KPIs. One important class of approaches are public market equivalent methods, PME in short, which are intended to make private equity performance comparable to public market investments. The academic literature has evolved over time in this field, from Long-Nichols PME, PME Plus to modified PME, and the closely related Kaplan-Shor PME and direct alpha measures. They are better suited to judge between private and public investment alternatives. Another approach is offered by tailored factor models for private equity investments, which we develop at AssetMetrix. They are useful to replicate and analyze private equity portfolios in terms of factor loadings, as it is well known from the public side. Factor and style benchmarking is also made possible in this way.
Okay, and then finally, do these measures still have their issues?
Yes, while these measures do offer the benefit that they are comparative by construction, there are also some inherent flaws or points of attention to be aware of. Earlier iterations of the PME concept suffer from issues where theoretical NAVs can become negative, which is not a realistic assumption for private equity investments.
Okay.
Still, partial similarities to the IRR concept and the need to rely on the given cash flow time series and NAVs can introduce biases. Overall, therefore recommend taking into account a wider range of performance measures instead of concentrating on just a few when judging the success of private equity investments. We are very happy to help with that at AssetMetrix.
Thank you, Mr. Pietz, for your answers.